Unless you've been living under a rock for some time, you're well aware that GTA 6 is coming, and it's coming in the next year. Exactly a year, pretty much, to be honest, but it's still coming in a year. We're closer than ever before. And it's leading to this sense of absolute excitement that is wonderful to witness. But I'm definitely seeing a similar motive come out of this, which is it okay for me to be excited? Should I get hyped about this? Should I manage my expectations? We spoke last time about, is the graphics going to hold up to the same tier as what it is in the trailers? But I want to talk today about, is setting your expectations a good thing, or is it kind of the death of being excited for something? More so than ever, we live in an age where game companies constantly underperform, put out shit, or for the most part, put out an unfinished game that gets better over time. And yeah, there are many case studies and examples of games that do get better over time, but sadly, not many people stick around after the initial release to get to that point. So their outlook of that game is always one of, yeah, well, it was bad on launch and I never played it since. I know myself, I am that way for a few games. No Man's Sky definitely pops to mind despite the amount of work they've put into that game over the years, and I know it's in a much better place and a really loved game now. I cannot take the day one launch on PS4 out of my mind and not be disappointed. With GTA 6 being so big that it kind of can't fail, is there an element of, but what if it doesn't live up to my expectations? Should I not get excited? Should I not be overly hyped for this game? I think it's definitely something worth talking about, and I'm a huge advocate for us being excited for something. So let's get into it and talk about it and try and address the main concerns. I can hear your first concern. You've been let down before, and that's completely valid. We've all been there at some point, and more recently it feels like that happens more often than not. Recent examples like Cyberpunk 2077, No Man's Sky, the entire Watch Dogs franchise in my opinion. I mean, some people even pre-ordered Duke Nukem Forever in 1997 and the game didn't come out till 2011 to less than favorable opinions. Imagine waiting 14 years for a game to come out and it totally sucks dick. I mean, that's where we're at right now with GTA, and that's why you're concerned. I get it. We have such a huge litany of these games in a landscape that is constantly cluttered with disappointments, garbage, and shit. I mean, hell, Battlefield, when that came out recently, the last one that they put out, years ago, it was total dog shit and no one liked because it was fucking awful. That sucked balls too. And I'm a diehard Battlefield fan. I love those games. And I fucking uninstalled that shit and refunded it day fucking one. Why? Trash. Don't want to play it. Not gonna play it. Ruined my experience. Who the fuck doesn't put squads in? It's been in the game since day one. What the fuck is wrong with you? The problem is we've been burned so many times that now it's so hard to put our faith in something. And yes, it's difficult to balance that excitement with that gut punch that it could be a massive disappointment. I get it. But let's, again, like last time, look at the track record of Rockstar. Rockstar is unlike any other developer out there. They do not put out shit. I'm gonna put a very big clinch pin here for a second and address an elephant in the room that seems to get brought up a lot to me in the last video. What about the definitive edition of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas? And yes, this is definitely a concern, so let's get into this very quickly. It's shit, and I'm not going to make any airs and graces for it. It is a goddamn terrible remaster that they could have done so much better with, considering that Rockstar has made $8.5 billion off of GTA Online. Why the fuck couldn't they spend the money on this? And the answer is, honestly, I don't know. I don't have an idea why they didn't do it. It was such an easy fucking slam dunk to just remake these games perfectly. I mean, Christ, we just had the Oblivion remake come out a few weeks ago, and look at how much praise it got. It does nothing besides slam the old game into Unreal Engine and make it look beautiful. Under the hood, it's the exact same game. I mean, Christ, it's even the dialogue fuck-ups that's in the original game.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again. I heard the thieves broke into the Arcane University.
They didn't bother to do anything different with it. So why couldn't they do that with the GTA games? I don't know. They seem to give it off to a studio who, quite honestly, I think were just after an easy payday, and when they released it, the work that they had to do to fix it was immense. But that's definitely something that I think is in Rockstar's favor. Yes, it's inexcusable that they put these absolutely beautiful games out in such a poor shape, and Rockstar had the final say. They could have easily have stopped it, but they didn't, and that's inexcusable. But when the backlash did come, they did make them sit down and fix them. Maybe they thought they'd get away with it. Maybe they thought no one would really care that much about games that are nearly 20 years old at that point, but they were wrong. And that also could be something for them to learn from. Rockstar hasn't had many missteps in the past. Yes, they've had controversies, but not missteps, not when it comes to their games. They've never put something out that didn't meet expectations until this one thing. And it possibly came at a time that was the best time for it to come. Yes, we were all kind of disappointed when the games came out and they sucked, but they are in a much better shape now. And again, like I said at the start of the video, most people probably haven't gone back to them, and I can't blame you. Personally, I stayed the fuck away from them until they got that update, and then I went, oh shit, I'll pick them up and give them a try, and I was pleasantly surprised, I'll be honest. They were okay. The best thing ever? No, but it was a good effort at that point, and enough for me to go, that's worth a replay. But I really think this whole misstep came at a good time. Yes, it is a bad thing, but it definitely made Rockstar look at stuff and go, okay, they're not willing to put up with anything subpar. So when it does come time to release something about GTA 6, they push it back, and we don't really get anything for a longer time period, possibly because Rockstar has it in the back of their head, we can't fuck this up. It really can't happen like that again. And that's a good thing, I hope. I'll take a small misstep for a bigger corrective step if that's what's needed. Nobody's perfect, and Rockstar, for everything that I've said about them, have been perfect for 25 years besides that one misstep. If that was their one misstep, I'll take it. It's not an overwhelming disappointment that it could have been. But let's continue with their track record. GTA Vice City is better than GTA 3. GTA San Andreas builds on everything GTA Vice City has, adds in a bunch of stats, adds in more dialogue, adds in a better story, and it made the world much more interesting for us. By the time we get to 4, they decided to take that gritty, harder, deeper edge that really brought up to a action film narrative, taking a lot from Heat and other films like that. It really did borrow a lot of those great genre tropes that made it a better experience. And then of course the world is beautiful and gorgeous, and it has so much going for it that it's hard not to fall in love with it. By the time we get up to GTA 5, we are entering this golden era for Rockstar where they really can't make a bad step, and GTA 5 delivers on so many fucking levels. The multiple character perspectives, the multi-branching narrative that is interweaved by the 3 characters, the gameplay loop, the online systems that does come into the game after the game, that's kept the game relevant for the past 13 years. These are all not small things that they managed to achieve. They took time, effort, and a lot of calculation to get better at every time. Those who played GTA 4 online knows it wasn't a great experience. It was fun, but this is 2009 fun. By today, you'd have switched it off in 3 minutes flat. And yes, rosy-tinted nostalgia glasses are a thing, and I know you're gonna say you're wrong, but it wasn't the best experience that it could be, and we got better in GTA 5. Rockstar always is climbing that ladder to get better and better and better. I don't think it's a misstatement to say that they will be exceeding everything that you can think of when it comes to GTA 6. Now, if you have some sort of lofty expectation that every building is going to be enterable, no, that's just not going to happen. So set your bar back down. That's not possible. Yes, Rockstar have patented a AI software that can constantly create interiors and shit like that, and we've all kind of seen it, but is it realistic to expect every building to be enterable, or 70% of buildings to be enterable? I don't know. It depends on how big the map is, and based off of the mapping projects, that could be really fucking big. So is the concern here that Rockstar can't live up to your personal expectations, or Rockstar can't live up to the bar that they've set themselves? And that's a really tough question, which needs us to get on to point 2. How do we set our expectations in a time filled with rumor mills and clickbait videos and all of these things trying to desperately influence us and get us excited for a game, most of the time for profit? People who create these sort of made up little facets that get you really excited are 100% doing it so you'll click on their video and watch it. Probably the main reason you're here is because you read the title and went, I don't know, should I? Or maybe you're in the argument of people who read it and went, fuck you, I'll do what I want, and I'm going to tell you why that is. It's a very purposefully worded title like every video on YouTube is now. I'm not afraid of pulling back the curtain and telling you that because I'm not here to exploit you. I'm here to talk to you genuinely. The clickbait title is just to get you through the door so I can talk to you like an adult, which so many of these channels don't want to do. They want to constantly exploit your emotions and get you upset and get you riled up and get you in a state where you want to constantly be informed. I remember when GTA San Andreas came out, there was so much rumor mill stuff printed back in the day by news publications and online forums where people were saying that there's going to be a multiplayer online mode on Xbox Live when it eventually came to Xbox, and all of these bullshit fucking things that never came to transpire. Yeah, there was a GTA San Andreas online version on PC, it was modded and not supported by Rockstar at all, and that kind of led to GTA 4 having an online mode, but that was years and years later. The dream of every building ever in a Rockstar game being enterable has been there since I can remember. I remember people talking about it in Vice City, I remember people talking about it in San Andreas, I remember people talking about it in 4 and 5, and then in Red Dead 2. It has always been this way, and if that is your number one dream list thing, may I advise to you, try roleplay. Honest to God, I'm not even joking, try GTA 5 online roleplay or Red Dead roleplay. A lot of custom stuff gets built for those games that does do just that thing, but it's not in the base game because that is mental and doesn't work that way. At least it didn't before now. Will it in GTA 6? I don't know. I don't imagine so. I imagine it would be so overwhelming that it would not even be possible on the system's hardware, but then again, this is Rockstar we're talking about. They are fucking magicians when it comes to creating games like this. I know it's something that's been on so many people's bucket lists for so long. It has to be something they're aware of that people want, and that's probably why they have started trying to make AI systems that can generate these properties. But then again, what's the purpose of it? Yeah, okay, I can enter every building, but is every building going to be worth me entering? I remember LA Noire, another Rockstar game that came out and was really, really interesting, a completely different genre for Rockstar to tackle, and it had this system where you could pick up and inspect every object pretty much in a crime scene, and 95% of the time you're just picking up a fucking used tampon, looking at it and going, huh, it does nothing for you, right? But you could do it, and it kind of got irritating by about 2 hours into the gameplay. I imagine every building being enterable would be a similar thing. Now, is it unreasonable to expect a lot of cool vehicles, a lot of beautiful landscapes, a living, breathing world? No, I don't think so. I think Red Dead 2 has taught us that that is very, very possible. I have been recently replaying Red Dead 2 after talking about it on my last video because I honestly didn't really spend as much time with it as I should have. And it's blowing my mind that it's possible that this game came out in 2018 because so many times in this beautiful, beautiful world, I'm just riding around on my horse and something pops into the world, right? Something happens. And it's this moment where I go, oh fuck, that took me off guard. And it's amazing. It's something that they created on a PlayStation 4, and now we're going to be going up to PlayStation 5 hardware, which is, you know, double, triple the power of a PlayStation 4. It is worth thinking about how absolutely living and breathing this world is going to end up feeling. Doing research for this video in particular, I was watching a lot of stuff on Cyberpunk 2077, and what really hit me was just how fucking empty that city felt. Yes, it's beautiful by today's standards, and yes, it does look very pretty, but it's a very empty world. It doesn't feel lived in besides the few sort of slight hubs that is purposefully created to draw you in the first couple of hours. Outside of that, it's a lot of fucking emptiness, and especially when you're driving around, it can feel really fucking boring. Red Dead, on the other hand, has this wonderful caveat to it, this ability to make it feel semi-realistic at the right times. Your brain is just sort of slightly starting to get a little bit bored of riding around on this horse when a game just slams something at you. It throws something to you that you weren't expecting. It wakes you back up, it brings you back into the world, and it does it with such a frequency that you kind of don't know when it's coming, but you have a good idea that something is coming around the corner soon. And it keeps you happy to constantly go off and explore these different corners of the world, kind of confident in the fact that you're not going to get bored out in the middle of nowhere. There's always going to be something for you to do, from the wildlife, the people, to the random encounters. It doesn't matter. There's always something for you to do, and this is set in a barren land at the end of the Wild West era. Imagine what this is going to feel like in what is essentially make-believe Florida and what we believe is going to be Georgia. I think it's going to be something that we can't even comprehend our heads around, and it's going to be so fucking immersive that you're not going to see it coming. I don't know about it for you guys, but for me personally, I don't even see myself really wanting to drive around that much when the game comes out. I'm going to be far more interested in being on foot and wandering around all these locations and exploring them. That is, as I've said before, the biggest thing about these games is the place, is the setting. Can you make it feel alive? Can you make it feel genuine? Can you make it feel and look and believe like a real place that you can actually go to? If the answer is yes, I think this game blows everything else out of the water that we've had before it, because it truly will feel like a real world, and that is something that no game company has managed so far. And if this company can, and if this game can, then I think it's worth getting excited for. We don't have concrete evidence on what systems are in place, but we can hazard some small guesses. We can assume that from Red Dead 2 we're going to get the real life hair system brought over. We're probably also going to get some of the wildlife systems brought over and the hunting features brought over. I don't see why we wouldn't get them brought over when they spent so much time building them for Red Dead 2. It would be stupid not to reuse them. They're going to be better, more updated versions, but they're going to be there. Rockstar is all about building on what they have created before it and making it more and more intricate, and they do it with a beautiful craftsmanship. I think, more than anything, the best thing that we can do for now is look at what we have had and apply it in a better situation. The side activities, for one, are going to be crazy. I see a lot of side activities that are possible in this world, and the screenshots have kind of shown off some of that stuff to us. Do we know 100% what they all are? No, but again, I'm really excited to see what they have come up with. And I know some people are concerned about, well, what if the story isn't good, and what if this isn't great, and what if it's not 60 frames per second, and I've got to be really honest with you, that's so subjective that I can't explain it. Yes, this is definitely going to be the first GTA game that doesn't feature the Houser brothers writing, and that is something to be concerned about. I agree. However, this is still a game that's going to be written by people who know how to write these games. There's almost a template to how you should write it, and I think that there's also merit in bringing in new blood at a certain point. A lot of people felt that GTA 5 was kind of a tired and true storyline that was done 1,000 times, and whilst this Bonnie and Clyde style storyline with Lucia and Jason may look that way on the surface, is there more going on? We don't know until we get there, and that is a huge point that I can't hammer home enough. We don't know yet. And that's why I think it's important to be excited. Right now, we don't know. We can't be disappointed yet, but we can be excited. I think we live in a time more than ever where negativity spreads better than positivity, and people like to shit on things so much more. That's not the world that I remember for gaming. That wasn't how things used to be. We used to be excited for shit. I mean, fuck, there were people who were excited for the E.T. game, and I mean, that game mostly went to landfill, but people were excited for it. And just because it sucked, it didn't mean that they then weren't excited for the next game that came out. We were always excited, and I think you will see a constant thing with older generations that we're kind of still excited for most things. Again, I can't blame the younger generation for being cynical about these things. They've come up in a time where the industry is not favorable to them, and it very much revolves around lies, anger, and frustration, and that's a fucking horrible thing to witness, because it is 100% warping your perspective of what you should be feeling at a certain time period. Is there any shame in being excited? Hell no. Right now you're in Schrodinger's box. You can be excited and you can be not excited, and you can be disappointed and not disappointed at the same time. You don't know until we open that box in May of next year when we find out for sure. But I tell you now, if you miss out on the hype, if you miss out on the excitement, you will never ever ever get it back. The biggest thing I will tell you as an older ass motherfucker, as some of you love to call me, is this. When it's gone, kids. The excitement isn't possible to bring back, and yeah, okay, it might be a letdown. It might happen. In a small percentile chance, it could happen. But if it doesn't, you miss out on a valuable and important part of gaming history. I think you should be talking to your friends about it, be constantly looking up stuff about it, and be really enjoying everything there is to do around this game. At some point, we're going to get a trailer 3 and the hype is going to go instrumentally fucking larger, and it's going to be a wonderful moment, and then it's going to be a gameplay reveal. It's going to go crazy. We are not even at the summit of the iceberg yet. We are still climbing that goddamn mountain, and I think it's important to enjoy things because, honest to God, we are coming to a world that feels less and less joyful every goddamn day. Enjoy this. Make it your own. Have fun with it. Be excited for it. Don't set your bar too high. Get swept up in the online conversation and enjoy it with everyone around you, because we're all here together. For the first time in 13 years, we really are at the same point, all frothing at the mouth waiting for this game, and I think that's beautiful. We 100% should be excited, and it's not going to go away, and it's going to get better and better as time goes on. Like I've said, I'll be here every week until then, talking to you and getting you ready for that moment, and it's going to be great. If you want to be involved, you can come down to the comments and talk about it. I reply and read as much of them as I possibly can, and there's other people in there who are like you, want to be excited and hyped and talking about this game, and I think that's beautiful. You 100% should get involved, and as well as that, if you want to be notified when I make another video, I guess subscribe to the channel, like the video, that cringe call to action shit, but most importantly, be excited. Enjoy this time period. We still have a long road to go, and I'll be here next week to keep us hyped up and ready with the next topic.